All right, I want you guys to listen up really clearly. If you're not seeing fat loss results despite eating clean and tracking calories, you're probably making one of these 8 diet mistakes. So today I'm sharing what I learned from coaching hundreds of busy professionals, and trust me, mistake number 4 is probably costing you abs right now, and it's not what you're going to expect. What's up, Darren Lou Fitness here, and before we dive in, a quick story. Back in 2017, I was making every single one of these mistakes. I was eating clean but not getting results. I did all the bullshit sexy diets without understanding the absolute most important principle of fat loss, which is how a calorie deficit works. So let me save you years of frustration right in this video. Mistake number 1 is treating your diet like it has an expiration date. Now here's what I see with busy professionals: 12-week challenges, wedding prep diets, summer body crashes. All of these sound logical in kickstarting you the right way, but this is what's happening to your psychology when you set deadlines for your fitness goals. It creates unsustainable pressure, and it can lead to extreme measures like strict fasting, doing insane amounts of cardio, or simply starving yourself, which are all big no-nos if you want this to actually last. Now, creating rigid deadlines can also set you up for a weight rebound. You don't want to do that. You go balls to the walls, all in, you're walking 15,000 steps a day, you're eating 100% perfectly clean, and you're training 5 days a week, and it's working great until it doesn't, right? You get burned out, you're always low energy, motivation quickly fleets. Boom, rebound weight gain. Now here's a real client example. Sarah, a finance manager I worked with, came to me after 3 failed 12-week challenges, 2 crash wedding diets, multiple summer body attempts, and each time she'd lose 15 to 20 pounds and then regain 25. So don't be Sarah. Now here's a mindset shift that would actually work for long-term success, okay? Getting rid of unrealistic end dates, focusing on weekly wins, making sustainable changes, and building identity-based habits. Things like, I walk 8,000 steps a day every day, I train 3 times a week and rarely miss, I eat a predominantly whole food diet. Okay, mistake number 2 is liquid calorie blindness. Now this is huge for my corporate clients. You know, you're tracking food perfectly, but that morning coffee is actually 250 calories. That post-work happy hour drink is 150 to 300 calories each. Those healthy green smoothies that you're always drinking after your workout, 400 to 600 calories. And I see this especially with business lunches, client meetings, after work networking, and weekend brunches, because who wants mimosas? So if you can replace most of those liquid calorie drinks with black coffee with a little bit of milk, or plain water, soda water, or diet sodas, you can save more than 500 calories a day, and that alone will help you get into a big enough calorie deficit to lose 1 pound a week. Mistake number 3 is the healthy calorie surplus. So just because it's organic doesn't mean it's calorie free. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. Regular chips versus healthy chips. Regular ice cream versus sugar-free ice cream. Restaurant salad versus home salad. Now my client Mike here, a lawyer, was eating 3,000 calories of clean food, wondering why he couldn't lose weight. He was also 180 pounds, meaning his maintenance would be roughly 2,500 calories, so eating 3,000 calories is a 500 calorie surplus. And 500 calories times 7 days equals 3,500, which equates to about 1 pound of fat gain per week. Now, I'm not saying there's no point in eating healthy if you're just going to gain body fat. I'm saying if you want to lose fat, you better frigging know how many calories you're eating by the end of the week. Because even though you don't need to count calories to lose weight, Lord knows calories ultimately count. Okay, 9 out of 10 clients who we coach get great results and say the biggest game changer is learning how to track their food. You know, eating healthy is great, but managing your calories is number 1 for fat loss. Mistake number 4 is skipping breakfast. Now, if you're not hungry in the morning, do what works for you, right? But Lord knows that there are a lot of you watching this right now that skip breakfast because some crap bag wearing a lab coat told you that fasting is the best way to lose body fat without actually explaining how fat loss actually works. And hopefully you understand that fat loss only happens when you're in a consistent calorie deficit. So why do I think skipping breakfast is a mistake? Because a lot of people are literally watching the clock and starving themselves until the clock hits 12 or 2 p.m., even 4 p.m., which leads to not enough consumption of calories, nutrients, protein, and fiber in the first half of the day, which can lead to low energy levels, poor performance at work and training, and the worst part, you get hungry as shit by the evening time and your appetite is completely uncontrollable. You end up overeating and binging, putting you in a calorie surplus week by week, aka you are gaining fat. Therefore, why not manage your food and calories in a way where you can be nourished and energized throughout the day so you don't have to stress so much about meal timing? Why not eat a bigger breakfast that's well balanced with high protein, quality fats, and satiating carbohydrates so that your hunger is much more manageable when going into the evening. Now, I know I'm not the only one, but when I used to fast until 12 p.m., I wouldn't be getting enough nourishment in the former part of the day, which drove my appetite freaking crazy by dinner time, and I'd end up binging so damn often. And I'd go over calories, then I'd feel like a total shitbag, and then I'd make sure I fasted again the next day. And guess where that got me? Stuck, frustrated with a body and mindset that I was not happy with. So try eating a bigger breakfast and see how it works for you. And if you have an easier time managing your hunger, guys, you will have an easier time with fat loss, I promise. Mistake number 5, super common, and it's that all or nothing approach. Now, this kills more diets than anything else. You're not failing because you had one bad meal. You're failing because you're trying to go balls to the walls, going to extreme lengths to cutting out all the sugar, doing juice cleanses, or trying to eat 100% clean, only to burn out after a few weeks where you just say F it and you go back to your old ways. I want you guys to strive for just good enough, okay? 80 to 90% consistency over months and years will get you far better results than trying to go into overdrive for just 8 weeks. Let me show you quickly how Jennifer, a busy mom of 3, finally broke this cycle using our 80-20 approach. So we first taught her how to track her food in any situation. Then we helped her factor in her favorite desserts in moderate amounts and portions into her daily calories. And we advised her not to keep trigger foods in the house. Now, this way, she was able to enjoy her favorite foods, maintain her calorie deficit, and lose fat on a weekly basis without all the misery. Big wins all around. Mistake number 6 is supplement dependence. Now, stop trying to out-supplement a poor diet. Okay, so here's what actually matters. Calorie balance, because calories are king for fat loss. Protein intake, you need protein to maintain and build muscle so that when you do lose the fat, you don't want to just shrink into a smaller version of yourself. You actually want to change your body composition to look stronger and more athletic. Number 3 is the quality of your food, okay? Making sure you get at least 80% of your total food intake from natural sources. This is the key to feeling energized, keeping you nourished, for healthy hormonal balance, and for overall health and longevity. And number 4 is the last 5%, and that's supplements if needed. There are, however, a few supplements that I personally take that are totally worth it. Let's break them down pretty quickly. Whey protein powder, if you have a really hard time hitting your protein goals, if you have to travel frequently, if you're stretched for time and can't find optimal meal spots, or if you just purely want convenience after a workout, then whey or plant protein powders are a solid way to get it in. I have a link for 10% off of Transparent Labs where you can get all these high quality supplements if you guys want. Now, the second supplement I recommend and use is creatine. Of course, is one of the most well-studied supplements in the world, and it's been proven over and over again to enhance your performance in the gym, increase muscle preservation and growth, as well as under-discussed cognitive benefits for your brain. Creatine is 100% worth the money. I recommend to not just my younger friends, but even more to my parents and elderly friends. Again, 10% off in the description below. Number 7 is not reading food labels or even knowing how to read them, okay? Some people say that food companies are trying to trick you into eating more of their product by misrepresenting their servings. Let's say that's true. So I'm gonna show you how to be a savvier consumer right now. So most people just look at the calories, but more importantly, you need to look at the serving size. So let's take this cereal, for example. The label shows 120 calories per serving, cool. And then you look at the serving size and it's per 30 grams. And an actual portion that most people eat are 2 to 3 servings. So that real amount of calories is between 240 and 360 calories. And let's say you are unaware of this multiple times per day, and with the other food choices you're eating as well, that's a shit ton of calories unaccounted for, and you're wondering why you keep gaining fat, even though you're not eating that much. Another popular example is peanut butter. The label serving says 1 tablespoon for 95 calories, but you know most people aren't just eating 1 tablespoon, they're eating 3 or 4. So the actual calories consumed is 285 to 380 calories, big frigging difference. And other things to be aware of when reading labels are the amount of ingredients. The more ingredients a food has, the more processed it is, which means you probably put that in the minority of your diet in that 20%. You guys gotta be aware of marketing buzzwords too, like all natural, gluten-free, vegan, GMO-free. These health claims do not automatically make a food nutritious. Okay, there's an overall healthy diet and an overall unhealthy diet. You don't have to eat purely all natural to be healthy, and you can also eat unnatural foods and still be overall healthy, I guarantee. All right, now I hope these mistakes made sense to you and you can somehow apply what you learned into your own fitness journey. If you're still unclear, let me put together an actual plan for you. All right, week 1, you're gonna track everything you eat and drink. Yes, every single thing. You need to start by getting your head out of the sand and becoming extremely aware of what you're consuming on a daily basis. In week 2, you wanna fix the obvious mistakes, maybe cut down from 5 cookies to 2 cookies a day to start, maybe find a replacement for that 500 calorie coffee you're drinking every morning. That's not coffee, by the way. that's a milkshake. And maybe start reading some food labels the next time you're grocery shopping to see if you notice the serving sizes. Week 3, you're gonna implement some of these systems in your daily lifestyle, like planning a well-balanced breakfast with high protein, ensuring that you're tracking your food for a span of 12 weeks so you get better at it, or having a system where you're tracking all of your progress metrics in one place. Your weight, your body measurements, your progress photos, your workout progress. The more you measure, the more you can manipulate your results. And week 4, fine-tune and continue making adjustments. Easy enough? Not that easy, I'll admit. Now that's why having the right support is the fast track to accelerated results. So if you're ready to stop making these mistakes and start seeing real progress, there's a link in the description below for your Breakthrough Body Blueprint 2-on-1 coaching. We'll show you exactly how to implement everything we covered today into your busy ass life. I'll see you in the next video.